Good evening, everybody. Today is the 14th of February 2018. It's Valentine's Day. It's also my birthday. It is approximately 7 p.m. Central European time, and welcome to the 5th episode of Crypto Truth News. Every day we analyze one of the cryptocurrencies, we read the newspaper, and we discuss. We check if it is a good investment and if it's a good point to get in on those investments. Now things are going to change a little bit because I want to spend more time looking at ICOs, initial coin offerings, because this is the moment where you can really get involved a cryptocurrency from the start, from the very beginning. This is where the prices are usually the lowest. Sometimes it goes lower when it's launched onto the market, when there's a huge crash, but it is quite unusual. And this is when you have the potential not only to get involved with the project in a closer way, but also to get the highest returns on your investments. Before we start this episode that is going to be talking about Cardano, more known as ADA, A-D-A, let's look at the market cap. I'm actually now on the page for Cardano, and it is right now at 38 cents of a dollar US. It has been going up 4.6% in the last 24 hours. Its market cap is 10 billion, which is huge for such a recent cryptocurrency. As you can see, in its whole life, it has been going from 2 cents and right up here to 124, 125 cents, dollars. It has grown hugely. You can see here 2 cents. I think it even went lower at some point. Didn't it go like even lower? No. Yeah, approximately 2 cents, and it went up to $1.20, and then we had the crash that we saw recently. Now it's starting to come back up again. If you see on the overall market cap, it is the 6th biggest coin at the moment, in front of EOS, in front of NEO. NEO only has a market cap of 7.7 billion, EOS of 6.6. Even Dash of 5.4, Ethereum Classic, that has been doing very well these days, is only at $3 billion of its market cap. Cardano, it is at $10 billion. So there's a huge amount of people behind it. Let's look at the market cap. Its global value is of $452 billion, $454 million. The BTC dominance is of 34.7. Bitcoin has been doing pretty well, going up 7.7% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum is now worth 915. So it has also been doing pretty well, going up 8% in the last 24 hours. Now, a coin that's been doing very well also is Bitcoin Cash. They have been doing very well in the last few days. In fact, it's been growing a little bit faster than Bitcoin. There's a lot of talk going around Bitcoin Cash because essentially its technology is safer and it is faster, and a lot of people say that Bitcoin Cash is actually what Bitcoin should have been from the start. Now, a coin that is doing very well these days is Litecoin, with an $11 billion market cap and a volume of $2 billion. It is now a volume for the last 24 hours. It is now $204, and as you can see on the chart, it has been doing very well. If we look at the last 7 days, or if we look even at the last day, you can see that it is growing and growing. Litecoin is doing very well. Litecoin is another coin that has an enormous potential for the future, and you should definitely check it out and probably invest in it. Not when it's rising so high, maybe, but you should definitely look at it. And now we go to Cardano, number 6 overall. it is at $10 billion of its market cap. It is now worth 38 cents. It started actually 39 cents more like. It started at 2 cents, and it is what a lot of people say the new Ethereum. So what they did is build their own blockchain that is more powerful, faster, and more secure than Ethereum. They built a complete new code that is completely open source. You can download it on GitHub. GitHub is a code repository, so people can put their code on this platform, and you can clone the project, you can download the code, you can check it out. This is how we learn programming. This is how I learned programming iOS, also by downloading code on GitHub. So the code is completely open source. Let's look at the website, but before, let's look at its team, because the team is really impressive. So the CEO of Cardano, ADA, is Charles Hoskinson, and he is the former Ethereum CEO. So he has a huge experience, huge knowledge base, huge network, and he is a technology entrepreneur and mathematician. The whole team is pretty incredible, the executive teams, and you know, there might not be the people that are at the office every single day, but they are there and they're making executive decisions. And everybody on the team are PhDs from really high-end universities, Ivy League schools, so the team is amazing. It's a huge team creating this technology, and it's very, very promising for the future. So what does that mean on an investment standpoint? It means that it is a very good investment for the long term. So this is the kind of coin that you want to hold for a long time, because it's going to grow little by little. Other coins are going to be based on its blockchain technology, and that will make it grow even more, etc., etc. The site, if you're listening on the podcast, you can't see it, which is a pity because the website is really cool. And you know, it might be futile, but it does make a difference to see such a cool website. So let's look at the homepage for Cardano, and let's see what they say in their own words. Cardano is a decentralized public blockchain and cryptocurrency project and is fully open source. Cardano is developing a smart contract platform which seeks to deliver more advanced features than any protocol previously developed. It is the first blockchain platform to evolve out of a scientific philosophy and a research-first driven approach. The development team consists of a large global collective of expert engineers and researchers, a lot of very high-class mathematicians and developers and engineers, and it's a really, really top of the line, top class, high class team, and this is really, really important when creating a blockchain. So the project Cardano is a blockchain platform evolving out of a scientific philosophy. We'll see the roadmap later, but let's look more into the project. Cardano is a blockchain platform with more advanced features than any other protocol yet developed, and the first to evolve out of a scientific philosophy. Our large team of expert engineers and researchers drawn from around the world started by deconstructing the concept of a cryptocurrency, then incorporating our groundbreaking proof-of-stake algorithms, Ouroboros. The IOHK team employed a first principles approach driven by peer-reviewed academic research to build Cardano from the ground up. So the code is completely new. They built it from the ground up. They didn't use any protocols from Ethereum or any other blockchain. They have first researched a great deal, and then they are creating from scratch. This uniquely collaborative effort steadily constructed the most precisely engineered cryptocurrency yet, a product that brings together such disciplines as distributed systems, mechanism, design, and cryptography. The result is the first cryptocurrency to be based in Haxel code, an industrial strength product that delivers the resilience necessary for mission critical systems, in this case securing investment. Cardano's multi-layer protocol performs advanced functions and has at its foundation a settlement layer that is elegantly linked to a control layer. The settlement layer will have a unit of account, while the control layer will run smart contracts. The control layer will be programmed to recognize identity, assisting compliance, and allowing blacklisting, for instance. As a whole, the protocol's design is geared towards protecting privacy rights of users while also taking into account the needs of regulators. In doing so, Cardano is the first protocol to balance these requirements in a nuanced and effective way, pioneering a new approach for cryptocurrencies. In addition, while the platform has been solidly composed, we also recognize the need for it to evolve and adapt to changing needs. Consequently, we have designed a system that can be upgraded by way of soft forks and are installing a treasury system that will ensure the sustainability of the protocol. Completely open source and patent-free, Cardano was built in a spirit of collaboration and engineered for efficiency and scalability. The Cardano ecosystem is developing out into the most complete and most useful cryptocurrency ever constructed. So it will be very, very solid. It's going to be an amazing blockchain technology. The code is amazing, and the thing that's the most attractive from this project is definitely the team of elite people researching, coding, and engineering, calculating those very, very hard algorithms, very complex stuff to make it as best as possible. So this is their little introduction. I would really advise you to read all of those and to really go into detail. You can even look at what the code looks like, even if you've never actually read code, just because it's kind of fun to see how it's all made. I want to go back to the main website to just check out their roadmap here in English. So, Cardano SL mainnet launched in September 2017. 100% of the progress, it has been deployed. We know it, it's in the market, it grew enormously. Then there is going to be the exchange enhancements. Enhancements are being made to increase performance rates for our exchange partners. And I don't know if you can read it here where Binance and Bittrex. I bought mine on Binance. We are making performance improvements to our code to handle increased rates of activity on exchanges. Because the more there is activity, the more solid and the faster. It has to be really, really fast. We are making performance improvements to our code to handle increased rates of activity on exchanges. Exchanges will be able to make withdrawals for many users in a single transaction. This will significantly increase the rate of withdrawals that the exchanges can process by increasing the number of users that can be served with a fixed volume of transactions. A new application programming interface is being delivered to support this feature. In addition, other APIs are being revised to ensure that we can integrate with more exchanges. We're working closely with Binance and Bittrex exchanges to ensure that any maintenance issues are tested, deployed, and resolved in a timely fashion. Dedicated development and operation teams have been tasked to work on these areas. To improve maintenance with exchanges, we have created a support tracking system to monitor incoming requests. Now they are at 15%. It's a new task apparently. You can check the code on GitHub and you can check even to whom the task has been assigned to. It's pretty cool. Lock submission mechanism 50%. Open Ouroboros, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this. Delegation, users will be able to delegate their stake or to act as stake pools and have stake delegated to them. multi-signature transactions at 35%, so it is progressing. And it's really cool that every step of the way you can check, you can look at the code if you know how to read code. Even if you don't know, then they're working on the wallet backend is at 50%. We'll redesign the wallet backend to improve its performance, probably its security also. Consensus incentives and fee incentives in Cardano will be used to encourage stakeholders to set up the infrastructure needed to run a full node and to fully participate in the protocol. So you can look at the roadmap. The entire roadmap is really, it's quite long. Now what's really fun is that it's made on the website, a bit like we have it at work in our jobs, where you have kind of tickets and you see the percentage of its accomplishment. You can see who's assigned to it. So you can check the guy out and see, it's this guy who's a PhD in Oxford or whatever, and you can read the code along the way, and this is quite amazing. So I think we can wrap this video up because the site is very long, it's very interesting, it's quite complex, and I think you should definitely go and read the Cardano documentation, look at the code a little bit just for fun. Check out all their resources, their forums and all their articles with their community, their Reddit, etc. And so just to recap a little bit, what is Cardano? Essentially, Cardano is a currency. It has a value and you can trade with it. Its currency is based on the blockchain, just like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., Ripple, all these other cryptocurrencies. Now, what is its major advantage? The major advantage here is that the team is rock solid. So the technology is going to be really improved from what we have now. It's going to be a huge improvement on such blockchains as Ethereum, for example. And that means that a lot of new businesses, a lot of new apps will be based on this blockchain because it will be safer, it will be faster, etc., etc. It is going to be one of the big cryptocurrencies. Of course, I can't guarantee it; nobody can. But it already has a huge market cap. It had an enormous gain in value in the last few months. Is it the right time to invest in Cardano? Well, I invested before. I actually bought a lot of it during the last crash because it crashed like crazy. Is it a good time? Well, it's at 38 cents with a $10 billion market cap. I think it does have an enormous potential for growth. It will at least spike to where it was last January, when the market was green and double and sometimes triple digits. I think it can definitely go there. So there's a 3 times return that is very possible, and I think it will continue to grow. As you can see on the roadmap, it is not finished at all. The technology is not finished. It's not fully launched yet. So there's still a lot of research being done, and once it is a little bit more advanced, I think it will grow like crazy. It's a really cool investment. I really recommend it. Most coins that I will present on this channel are coins that I recommend. Although it might be a good idea to also look at some coins that I really don't recommend. Anyway, that's it for today. Have a lovely evening or have a good day, depends where you are in the world. I will try to post this video as soon as possible so that it is still, so it doesn't get outdated, because those videos do get outdated pretty fast. I hope it gave you a better idea and understanding of what ADA Cardano is about, and I hope that it brought value to you. I think that you should invest in it, but I don't want to give you financial advice. Do how you feel, make your own research, go on their website, read their documentation. Take care and see you soon. Bye.